Venice, a historic city located in northern Italy, a city which is built on more than 100 small islands in a marshy lagoon in the Adriatic Sea. The city's Grand Canal weaves around the century-old buildings, making them look as if they rise out of the water. There are no cars or roadways, so simply just canals and boats. However, there is a problem. Venice is rapidly sinking at several millimeters per year, and many people are asking why. Due to the island's steady erosion and other factors, the historic city is slowly falling under the waves.
Venice has battled rising water levels since the 5th century. Several factors, both natural and man-made, cause Venice to flood about 100 times a year, usually from October until late winter, a phenomenon called acqua alta, Italian for high waters. Venice sits upon sediments deposited at the mouth of the Po River, which are still compacting and settling. Early industrial projects like offshore piers and the railroad bridge to the mainland affected the seafloor and tidal cycles in ways that made the city more prone to flooding. 20th century industry worsened things by pumping out massive amounts of groundwater from the aquifer beneath the lagoon for nearly 50 years before the government stopped the practice in the 1970s.
Excessive groundwater pumping can create land subsidence. What is land subsidence, you might ask? Land subsidence occurs when there is a loss of support below ground. This is most often caused by human activities, mainly from the overuse of groundwater when the soil collapses, compacts, and drops. It's not a good thing. Groundwater pumping was known to be an issue for Venice long ago when scientists noticed that the pumping, along with the compaction of the ground, due to centuries of building, was causing the city to subside. The combination of the two factors also seemed to be causing Venice to settle faster than the natural settling of the earth. Subsidence was recorded at its highest rate during the time between 1930 and 1970 due to groundwater pumping being the most active. For the period of 2000 to 2010, researchers found that the city had a subsidence rate of 1 to 2 millimeters a year. The amount of subsidence is little today than that of when groundwater pumping was still going on. Over the last century, the sea level has risen an estimated 30 centimeters. The rising sea level can have many factors to its changes, including massive ocean water due to continental ice sheets, mountain glaciers, atmospheric pressure, winds or ocean currents, and sinking of the land. From the period of 1896 through 1967, researchers found the rise in sea level to be 3.84 millimeters per year. Research shows that at least half of the change in relative sea level is due to subsidence. Due to groundwater extraction and rise in sea level, scientists believe the city will sink an estimated 80 millimeters in the next 20 years. Flood protection barriers are being put up around the city to help contain and ease the problem with the rising sea levels.
Venice has been looking at many different ways to address the risk it faces since the Great Flood of 1966, when 5,000 people went missing and $6 billion worth of damage was caused. The Mosaic project has been the most helpful. Since high tides flood the city and rising sea levels are causing it to sink, Italians have created an operation that will solve the problem. Mosaic is a project created by engineers at Fiat intended to protect the Venice and the Venetian lagoon from flooding. The project is an integrated system consisting of rows of mobile gates installed at 3 different surrounding inlets that are able to temporarily isolate the Venetian lagoon from the Adriatic Sea during high tides. Although the process will cost several $billions to complete, Mosaic will reduce the risk of Venice facing floods and sinking.
Venice has struggled with rising waters for centuries. However, with the advent of new technology and a passion to keep the city of romance afloat, Venice prepares to face these challenges with gusto, technological advances, and resilience.